Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young. Give you guys a chance to get up in here. I give a 90-minute head start time just to make sure that the notifications went out. So if you guys got the premiere notification, please let me know. I need to make sure. We're trying to work out some things here, try to figure out, make sure these notifications get out there. Because a lot of people are emailing me, telling me they missed the broadcast and they love going, they love talking or communicating during the live. So give everybody a chance to get up in here. I know everybody got plenty of time right now because I got a captive audience. Everybody's quarantined. So, hey, it's time to learn some things now. I'm sure a lot of people are trying to figure out who they are without their job titles. Some people have lost their jobs. This is a rough time for a lot of people, but if people stay out of the panic area, the panic zone, they'll start to focus in on themselves, because right now you have no choice but to focus in on yourself right now. All distractions have been removed. Right now is the time to take the time to discover who you are. Who are you without that job title? Who are you without that job? Do you really like that job? Why were you really there? You know what I'm saying? You probably been wanting to leave and just didn't know how. And, right now is the time. What's up, Michael Rambo, Quentin, Pedro, Jennifer, Silent Rage? Welcome. All right, cool. You got it. Got it. All right. Make sure everybody that subscribes get it this way, because maybe, there's so many people on YouTube now and notifications are just not. Can you imagine the amount of people on the internet right now that don't have anything to do but browse the internet? That's got to be like, man, because the majority of people are usually at work. They can't be on the internet like that. But now they got as much time as they want to be on the internet. So get on in here. Welcome, welcome. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% conscious, debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt. That's where I lived for the first 40 years of my life. Didn't know I lived there until I discovered the glitches in the debt matrix. And the glitches are things that don't make mathematics. I was continuing to do them and couldn't figure out why I was living paycheck to paycheck. All right. And all I did was just start believing in mathematics. And then I became free. I freed myself, right? Paid off all my debt, freed myself, right? And then I discovered how the whole financial world is different now for me, because there's two economies. There's one when you're in debt, and then there's one that when you're not in debt. If you've been in debt all your life, you will never be able to see the second economy because it's mathematically impossible for you to see it. All right. What's up, Joseph? YouTube and Facebook people doing much stupidish. Yeah, there's a lot of people, but hey, man, there's some people discovering their talent. I've seen a couple people rise up or rising right now, right? But what it really is doing is from the second economy view, all that stuff right now financially, not the coronavirus thing, okay, not the killing people, but the financial part of it, it's clearing the playing field. All right. What do I mean by that? All the people that have been living off of debt, all the people that have been living off of credit, getting FHA loans to build houses and do real estate, those guys are going to be all cleared off. And then you'll be able to see the real people with money. Maybe you'll see them, maybe not. It's totally up to you. But all the fakers are going to be removed. All right. This is not stopping in May or April or May or whatever. This is going to 2021. I want you guys to understand this. And if you're one of the people talking about, hey, man, I can't wait till things go back to normal, it's never going back to that normal. That normal's done forever. Now you have a choice here, though. You can, when things go back to a new normal, You can either adjust to the new normal, or you can spend your money financially trying to chase the old normal. That's totally up to you. But there is a new normal. Believe that. Okay. That's without a doubt. And it's never going back to that one, to the old normal. All right. All right. We're going to give about 30 more seconds for people to get up in here. I'm assuming everybody in here got the notification that I was going live at a certain time. Now, I don't know, am I showing live inside of the subscription list now? The subscriber list? If you look to the left side, if I'm at the top with the red dot, if I'm showing as I'm live, I hope so. If not, got to figure that out at another time. All right, let me get this article up. So what we're going to do, we're going to read through this article that I found, which is the title of this video today. Okay, so you guys can we're going to read through what it says in the article, and then I'm going to give you from the debt-free perspective, from the second economy that the majority of people cannot see. Now, when I talk about the second economy and it being invisible and stuff like that, it's not a secret. Anybody can come over here. Nobody's hiding anything from anybody. But the only way you can see this economy, you must become debt-free. You'll never see this one. Okay. Even if I tell you about it, you'll still never see it if you are in debt. All right. Let me bring it up. Then we're going to read through it. Oh, not that one. That's my notes. All right. We are going to read through this article so you guys can see what it sounds like. How can I get rid of that? That's in my way. That's in my way. Oh, no thanks. Okay. All right. So, all right. Now we're gonna save the questions. What's up, Mark? We're gonna save the questions to the end of the article, or end of after we go through my notes. Okay. So we're gonna read through this, and you kind of give me an idea of what it sounds like to you guys. Okay. So lawmakers in Washington are making it easier for Americans struggling with the fallout from the coronavirus to draw on the trillions of dollars in their 401ks and other retirement accounts. For a limited time, I don't know how long that is, Americans will be able to withdraw money from their tax-deferred accounts without penalties under the stimulus package. Okay, signed into law Friday by President Trump. Rules on 401k loans will be relaxed, and some retirees can avoid so-called required minimum distributions, or RMD, rules that might have been onerous. Okay. Some of the changes mirror what's been done for retirement savers after previous disasters. In general, though the adjustments are much more significant than what was done for the California wildfires on the hurricane in Houston, said blah, blah, blah. Okay, where are we going with this? I don't feel like reading this stuff. That's needed because the COVID-19, we are in uncharted territory, and Will Hanson, Chief Governor Affairs Officer for the American, last week okay, all right, let's go. All right, one provision lets investors of any age take as much 100. I'm sorry, I'm kind of reading slow because I can't help but decipher what they're really saying. Okay, but I'm gonna save that to the end. Take as much as $100,000 from retirement accounts this year without paying an early withdrawal penalty. And the penalty is so you guys can understand that if normally if you pulled $100,000 out of your retirement early, there would be a 10% penalty plus your tax bracket. So 10% of 100,000 is 10,000. So that would be the penalty for taking it early, and then that $100,000 will also be added to your annual income, which would push you high up into your tax bracket, which would trigger another tax event. Okay. So you would be paying, normally you'd be paying almost 45% on that borrowed money from your retirement, which is a definite no-no. But anyway, they're taking away the 10%. They also can avoid taxes on the withdrawal if the money is put back in the account within 3 years. Okay, I kind of get what they're saying. They're telling you they'll waive the taxes if you can put that $100,000 back into the account within 3 years. All right, whatever. All right, so that's about a little over $30,000 a year. So if you pulled out $100,000, you would have to put at least a little over $30,000 a year to avoid those taxes that you would have happened on that $100,000. If it can't be returned, taxes can be paid over 3 years. They'll still spread the taxes out over the 3 years, but who knows if they're charging interest? I don't know. Because you better believe they're saying 3 years, and if you ain't gonna have the money in 3 years, yeah, they'll work with you, but they're probably going to start charging interest. Don't quote me on that, but it just makes sense that they would do that. The legislation requires that the money be coronavirus-related distribution, but the rules are loose. People diagnosed with the virus are eligible, along with anyone who experiences adverse financial consequences, which is almost everybody, as a result of the pandemic, including an inability to find work or childcare. Retirement plan sponsors are told to rely on employees' word. Retirement plan sponsors are told to rely on employees' word that they're eligible. Okay. It also makes it easier to borrow money from your 401k accounts, raising the limit to $100,000 from $50,000. The payment dates, damn, they're letting you empty it out. The payment dates for any loans due the rest of 2020 will be extended for a year. The payments dates for any loans due. That must be due to pay it back probably. When retirees reach their early 70s, they're required to start taking money out of the tax-deferred accounts like a 401k and IRAs to pay taxes on those distributions. The legislation waives those rules for 2020, this year. Let's see. Without the change, retirees required minimum distribution. Retirees required minimum based on the amounts were generally high. Okay, whatever. All right. Last resort, U.S. individual retirement accounts, 401 and other defined contribution plans held almost 20 trillion in assets at the end of 2019, according to an investment company Institute. Those totals also certainly have dropped since. Okay, all right. While tapping into one's 401k may be a necessity, Levinson said, people should view it as a last resort. Don't mortgage your future if you have other options. All right. Nobody really has other options. The majority of people don't. He thinks the $100,000 loan amount allowed is too high and that people may jump at the number and later regret it. They raise it on purpose so people would take that full amount. That's on purpose. All right. I don't know what he's saying is true. It's going to happen. That's why it's raised to that point. All right. And we'll come back to that. Americans ages 25 to 55 pull about $69 billion per year from the retirement accounts, according to the U.S. Government Accountability Office report issued last year. The $2 trillion package was approved by the Senate late Wednesday, blah, 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 President, blah, blah, blah. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Much appreciated. All right, let me stop sharing that. All right, so this is what we're gonna do so you guys can understand. Now I'm gonna give you the point from the view from the second economy. Okay, the second economy, the first economy. Let me see. The second economy runs with that economy, but vice versa doesn't exist. Okay, they go hand in hand, but not in the same way. People in debt only see this one. People not in debt see both. Okay. See, I'm not in debt, so I see both economies. But if you're in debt, you cannot see it. All right. What's up, Amina? All right. So we're gonna go through my notes on this so you guys can understand what's really being said. All right. So before I start, this is what I want you to do, and I want you to put this in your head so you can understand what it's like to live in the second economy, so you can understand what is mathematically true. Math and money are one. We wouldn't have the ability to count money if math didn't exist. We could have a stack of bills and we couldn't do anything because math wouldn't exist and we don't know how to count it. So they're one. And the only thing that can separate math from money are feelings, how you feel about math. That's the only thing that can separate it. Okay. All right. So before we get started, this is what I want you to put in your mind so you can kind of understand this. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have or have had to contribute to retirement. Now, let me say that one more time. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the money you've had or have had to contribute towards your retirement accounts like 401, stuff like that, right? Now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, if I do that, I'm going to be in the negative. Exactly. So mathematically, it was mathematically impossible for you to contribute money to your retirement. So you're probably thinking, I still see it there. How is it there? The only way you could have done that is indirectly borrow the money, which that means it's the bank's money that you put into your retirement accounts. Okay, so just hold that in your head. Okay, savings minus debt equals the money you have for retirement. Just keep that large negative number in your head. Okay. All right, so the stimulus package, waiving the 10% penalty for early, that's going to trigger people in debt to go for their 401ks and their retirement accounts because they're not going to get penalty. This is on purpose. This is what's used to also stimulate the economy. Okay. But people that do that, that means they have no money. Anybody that needs to borrow from their future to pay for their present, that means they have no money in the present. That's why they're borrowing from their future. Got it? So when they borrow that money, since they need to borrow that money, they're definitely not going to have the money to pay back. So guess what? They're going to get taxed on all that money they borrowed. I promise you. That's how it works. That stimulates the economy. It runs on debt. This economy runs on debt, credit, taxes. Okay? Well, really both of them do, but in different ways. Okay? Now, I also wondered this because I haven't read the specifics of it, but what about the people that have borrowed against their 401ks? So if you've borrowed against your 401k, right, and you lost your job, guess what? That 401k loan now becomes due. Okay. Now, I don't know if if you borrowed before the stimulus package came on, if you borrowed from your 401k, I'm not sure if that applies to you, right? You would have to read the details. But now that loan becomes due. Now, if that new stimulus package doesn't apply to you since you got the money out before that happened, you might get a 10% penalty plus your tax bracket. Okay, 10% of whatever you borrowed, you go to your tax bracket, you add that same amount until your total annual income is going to raise you into your tax bracket. Okay, that means you're going to be paying higher in taxes plus the 10% penalty. All right, that's how it works. Okay. Again, anybody that borrows from their future to pay for their present would automatically mean they don't have any money in the present. That's why they're borrowing from the future. Okay. So in the future, they're definitely not going to be able to pay that money back. They're going to get taxed. Okay. Now I'm just reading through my notes real quick. Stock market template rises. Investment thinking they're taking advantage. So a lot of people right now, they're also going to do is they're going to fall for pulling money out and thinking they're going to take advantage of a down stock market, right? And again, savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. So if they pull that money, they're already in the negative. If they pull that money, whose money they're pulling? Not theirs, it's the bank's money. And then they're going to try, hey, I'm going to take advantage of this down market, not realizing everybody and their mama is doing the same thing. Oh, we better take. So you're going to see a spike. I have nothing knowledge about the stock market at all. This is just my opinion. Okay. You're going to see a spike from the stimulus money, people pulling out their 401k money. Instead of paying off debt, you know what they're going to do? First, they're going to pay all their bills to try to maintain their lifestyle. And then they're going to invest in the stock market thinking they're taking advantage of it because they're going to see a spike. But once where everybody starts running out of money, guess what? It's falling. It has to. There's going to be no money. See how that works? But this is how it works. They're not really investing in their own money. If you're in debt, savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. If you're in debt, You're borrowing the money that you're about to invest in Bitcoin, stock market, whatever you decide to. You're in a negative. Okay. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest. It's and if that's a negative number, it's mathematically impossible to invest negative dollars or earn interest on negative dollars. Okay. So you figure like this: people get that stimulus check coming in, right? $1,200, $2,400 savings might. So take your $1,200, $2,400 minus your debt equals how much money you're really getting back from stimulus. All right, your stimulus check. 1,200 minus your debt equals your stimulus check. In the negative, yes, exactly. You're in the negative. So you're thinking that money's not there. No, it's not. It doesn't exist. You just believe it exists. All right. Sorry, just reading through my notes here. Now, once it spikes, and everybody gets their stimulus check, starts pulling their money, refinancing their houses, that's going to last for about probably 3 months. What happens when everybody's money runs out? Crash. People in debt don't know they're in debt. They have no idea. If this is you, you're riding in the negative the whole time. You're not doing anything. None of what I'm telling you. If you're in debt, you can't see this. Maybe you'll believe it. All you got to do is, maybe you'll believe it, maybe not. But all you got to do is do the math, and then you'll understand. People will spend. Now, again, here's another thing. People will get their money, and they will spend it all trying to keep up with their credit, keep up with their mortgage payments, keep up with their credit card payments until that money is gone to where they have no choice but to stop making payments. That's how it's going to work. That's how the economy is stimulated. Okay. Man, okay, I see what I said. All right. So when they pull that 401k money, let's back to the 401k, which is the main topic. Go back to the 401k money. When those taxes are due, now those people will be owned by the IRS. Those are the rules. IRS plus interest. They're not going to have the money. Okay. Okay. That unseen plan. All right, so this is what I want. I'm gonna give you guys some gems. All right, I'm gonna give you guys some gems. Let's see here. Now you're probably thinking, Linnell, should I pull that money from my retirement? All right. I personally this would all count on how much have you made this year in 2020, right? You could do a couple things. You could either wait to 2000, if you've lost your job, right? If you lost your job too, if you can wait to 2021 before pulling that money, I would pull that money and pay off my house, pay off my car, pay off anything that goes down in value. And you will only get taxed on the amount of money that you pull for that year. Okay. Or you can wait. Now, if things are really, really bad, you can go ahead and file Chapter 7. Right? If things were bad right now, and I had a house with equity, enough equity to pay off my student loans, I would refinance my house and pay off my student loans right now, this minute, right now. Now, I'll cross my fingers and hope they get better. But if things continue to go worse, which they are, and you lose everything, guess what else you lose? You lose your student loans too. Goodbye. All legal. Okay. I'm in the second economy saying this. People in the debt matrix, they can't hear what you can tell your friends what I just told them. They would never do that in a million years. So, because they can't hear me. They won't hear you if you tell them. Now, here's another thing. If you could pay, now listen to the way I say this so you can understand this, all right? If you had enough money to go into your borrow against your 401k and pay off your house, I would do that right now. I would do that. And this is why. Trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. Trillions. That's millions of people that believe they are homeowners. If you pull that money out and paid off your student loans, first the 10% penalty is waived. You would be paying off your house would instantly place you financially ahead of all those millions of people that just believe they are homeowners. You would be one. Just like that, you would be financially ahead of millions of people in trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. Trillions. You would be a true homeowner, not the people walking around, running around with mortgages, talking about their homeowners. You can let them say whatever they want to say, whatever. It's not mathematically true, any of it, what they're saying, none of it. Call themselves homeowners all they want. You'll be a true homeowner. It wouldn't matter if they knew or not. Don't care. Don't even tell them. There's good sides to this 401. There's always two whys to everything now because there's two economies. I see two economies. There's a one like this 10% penalty wave right now. There's one reason of the why for the debt economy. And then there's another reason for the economy, the unseen one. Because there's pluses for that over here, big negatives for that over here, big negative. But there's always a reason. There's always two reasons why. I promise you. Now, I'm going to be taking any questions now. Any questions? Let me see what you guys have been. Bang that like button. Joseph says, the cup is always empty. The house keep winning. Oh, yeah. Let me text my bro. I don't think he's seen. 1 second here. So you guys, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments right there. Any questions? Now, remember, no question is a dumb question, okay? No question is a dumb question. If you're new to the channel, don't be shy. You can ask anything you want. I will give you a mathematical answer in return. And S&D family members, I need to ask you guys something because I'm starting to get bored. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm starting to get bored. If there's something that you guys want me to do to spice up this channel, to make it more something that has more knowledge, I need some ideas from you guys because I'm pretty much getting tired of saying the same thing over and over again. Do I need to take it to the next level? You guys tell me what I need to do because the most of you guys in here, the S&D family members, you guys already pretty much know what I'm going to say. You guys tell me what I need to cover. Joseph says the system has a lot of bases covered. It's time we do the same. It's just, you know what, Joseph? It's just the system. It is. It's just the system. It's nothing. It's just mathematics. It's the system. If you keep your feelings out of the system, you'll win with the system. That's all. It's feelingless. The system doesn't favor anybody. It's just there. Jay says, think this is a way to get people to owe the feds directly instead of the creditors. No, 7-year drop off charge-offs. No, well, Jay, regular people cannot owe the Federal Reserve directly. All right. Only the government. We are the government. We are the government. We go through the Treasury and then the Treasury takes the da from the Federal Reserve and blah, and then they give us loans. The Federal Reserve already owns everything. Okay. It's not just because it didn't just started because of the coronavirus. It didn't start in 2008. It's been that way. Until I got out of debt, that's the only time I paid attention to who the Federal Reserve was. When I was in debt, never once did I look up and say, hey, who's the Federal Reserve? I didn't know, but it wasn't until I was out of debt. It was the time I looked and saw it. I was like, oh, that's the purpose of the Federal Reserve. Okay. All right. And the 7-year charge off, drops off and stuff like that. Don't ever say that out loud to anybody. You can say it in this room, but out in public, don't ever say that, because only people in debt say things like that. Only people in debt say, hey man, I'm not going to touch that bill, that debt until it just falls off. You're just telling the whole world that you're in debt. Oh man, I'm not going to pay you're telling the world that I'm not. People that, when I hear people say that, they're telling me that they just don't pay their bills. Oh man, I ain't paying that. But then I turn to him, I say, well, what's your excuse for the student loan? That never falls off. That'll be until you're dead. What are you going to do with that one? You're going to do the same thing. Jennifer says, does the 401k penalty only apply if you leave your job? No, those are two different things, Jennifer. One's a loan, and one is you can pull out, okay? So 401k loan, the 401k loan will become due. The whole loan will become due once you leave your job, right? But the penalty, I'm not sure. I would have to read the details. I don't know if 401k loans, if the 10% penalty applies to those people or not, because they keep saying if you withdraw your money. I'm not hearing anything about 401k loans in any of the wording. I've never seen 401k loans. So right now, as I believe, what would happen if, say, like the 10% penalty thing was off the table? I mean, the new one, the stimulus package one, right? If you left your job or got fired, that loan becomes due. That becomes an early withdrawal. You will get a 10% penalty plus your tax bracket. Okay. Jared says, at this time, I reduced my 401k contribution to 6% to 2% to get extra cash. I'm not in any debt and have nice savings. I just wanted an extra cushion. Is it worth it? Jared, when you're debt free, the only real purpose of a 401k is guaranteed tax savings. So if you maxed out your 401k at 19,500, you get to take that same 19,500 off your taxable income, which will bring you down in your tax bracket. People in debt have no way to reduce their tax bracket because they're in debt. That's mathematically impossible. So what you do that millions of people cannot, that gap between what you're saving and that's called phantom income. You get to put that in your pocket. I know you can't see it, touch it, whatever, spend it, but it's real. Okay, it's real. Now, would I invest in my 401k right now? The stock market's doing this. I don't really know if my tax savings would be good at this particular moment. I'm not a stock person. I'm just saying what is. I'm seeing people losing their 401ks are going down, but right now, again, this is just my opinion. The economy is about to be stimulated with the stimulus money. That's a short term. People borrowing money, pulling out money from their 401k. That's a short term. All right. And people refinancing their houses, pulling out the equity to spend money in the economy. People in debt do things like that. Right. So you're going to see a little spike, but after that money's gone, it's going to fall. I don't know if the 401k money is going to fall with it. It rolls with the stock market. So I'm assuming it is, but go see a stock professional. I don't know. This is just what I see mathematically. What's up, Gabriel? These are good questions. Now, if I didn't answer the question thoroughly, please say I didn't, because I want to make sure I answer these questions thoroughly. Any other questions? Now, we're going to try to stick with the topic of the 401k stuff so we don't go too far off. But or you guys can ask me, what do you guys think of my predictions of what I see is happening or whatever? You guys can ask me that too. And I'll give you I will give you the reason and the mathematical reason, okay? Again, I also need some ideas, some different ideas for this channel, honestly. I want to, because what I want to do is help. I'm here to help the people that have realized that their life has changed and it has changed forever. Okay. I'm looking for the people. I'm helping the people realize that they are not their job. They realize they've been at this job for years and their identity has been intertwined with this particular job, right? They've been their job title for this long, and then this whole thing happens, and then they're gone. Who are they without their job title? And I'm here to say this right now is your get out of debt free card. Right now, if you've lost your job, you're close to losing everything, and you can file for Chapter 7. Chapter 7 means it wipes out everything but IRS debt and student loan debt. Even if it remains student loan debt, right? All you have left is student loan debt, and then when this is over, you get another job, because it will come back. It will come back. You get a job. All you have to do is pay off your student loan debt, and you'll be free. Okay, everything's legal. Okay, you pretty much guarantee to get a Chapter 7 after something like this. But you gotta know that you can't be another one. You can't be one of these people that are absolutely refusing to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy, not 13, 7. Chapter 13 is also for people in debt. Chapter 13 is for people that want to keep their stuff that they don't even own, house, cars, boats, clothes, whatever that stuff is. They want to keep it. So they want to continue making payments on depreciating objects of things they don't even own. Only people in debt do such things. Jared says, if this pandemic gets clear by May, will there be a turnaround or would be still in a recession? You mentioned things would get worse with more layoffs to come. Okay, Jared, that's a good question. Thank you, sir. Things will not be returned by May. That's just to keep people from committing martial law. If they told you, hey, things are not going to get better till 2021, that would send people into a panic. But all people have to do is like, wait a minute, we haven't even heard the cure of coronavirus, and they're saying things are going to be back by May. No, it's not. Even if they said, hey, everything's okay, hey, everything's good now, it's May time, it's May. And then you say, what about the cure for corona? They're going to like, oh, we'll get to that later. What are they going to say? We'll come back to that. No. Even if they got the cure today, say like President Trump got on and said, we found a cure, it's right here. How long do you think it's going to take to get to everybody in the whole United States? I think more than a couple of months. This is not going to be over till minimum 18 months next year. Nothing can go back to normal if the coronavirus cure is not here. You see what I'm saying? It's not here. So it's not even, people believe they have to tell people that, so they want, I trust me, I 100% understand why those dates are told. I understand the purpose. I get it. I'm not going to be walking around here, hey, they're a liar, that's not true. None of that. I can see everything. I can clearly see that's not true. I don't need nobody to tell me that, right? But I understand, because if they said 2021, everybody would go into a panic. Oh my God, I got to be in the house for that long? Yes. Oh yeah, there's more layoffs to come. This recession is going to be it's going to make 2008 look like a freaking a newborn baby. Loss of, now these are the things that didn't happen in 2008. Loss of almost everybody's job, a disease killing virus. On the flip side, what it really is, when you come on the second economy, they're leveling the financial field. Everybody's starting from a fresh start. Well, not everybody, not the rich, the wealthy. They're always going to be up here. But for those people that want to be part of the wealthy, they're leveling the whole playing field. All the fakers, all the pretenders, they're being swept out. They're moved. They're being sifted. People pretending to have money all these years, these last 10 years, they will not survive this, and you're going to see them. Pay close attention to your Instagram timeline. Pay close attention to your Facebook timeline. You're going to see them. Things are going to change just like that. You can't, if you're in debt, you still can't see them because they have a little bit more money than you. But you got to remember, if they have more money, that means they have higher monthly payments. They're still the same as you. They're going to spend all their money trying to protect their image so you don't see them. They will spend all their money to try to keep the houses, the cars, the clothes, till one day they have no money, and then they're going to be exposed, and then you're going to see them. They will not survive this. I promise you, they will not. Did I answer? You mentioned things will get, yeah, because it's you won't see. And last thing, Jared, you won't see it get worse until the money runs out. The stimulus money hasn't got here yet. Okay, all right, that's going to come here April, Mayish. That's money. All right, you won't see it. You'll see a spike. You'll see people are going to be pulling out their 401k money. You'll see people last, but they're only going to last December max. Maximum is December. Maximum. They will not last past December. I promise you. Jay says, since my 401k losses were really just from interest and employer match, should I contribute or should I still contribute for tax savings or put contributions into mutual fund or other retirement vehicles? You know what? Since my 401k losses were really just from interest and employer match. See, I don't want to really get into the stock market stuff because I only look at retirement accounts as I love pre-tax retirement accounts because that's guaranteed money today, right? Guaranteed. And if you're losing it in the 401k, like right now, if it's in the 401k, you got to remember it's going to be on the rise. Now, I'm not a stock market person. I haven't even looked at it, but it just makes sense. If you look at the retirement accounts, they should be on the rise. Okay. I haven't looked at anything. I'm just going by what I'm telling you. They should be on the rise because people are starting to get money. The government says, hey, you can pull your retirement money out, right? It's going to be weird because if they're pulling it out at the same time, how can it rise? Because the majority are going to pull that money, guaranteed. They're going to pull it. I don't know. I can't see it. I can't see it rising if they're pulling money because they're going to pull it out by the billions. They have no choice. People in debt have no choice. Well, that's what they believe. They have no choice. Okay. But if 85% of Americans are in debt and they got retirement money and they can pull it out without penalty, they're going to do it. Okay. They're doing it. They're doing it as we speak. As soon as that was said, you better believe people ran to their accounts. Believe that. What's up, Cosmic? Jennifer says, if they told the population the truth, the panic would set in, looting and much worse, and then martial law. Yes, for sure. That's why they don't say it, Jennifer. That's why this economy knows that economy. You can't tell people, hey, it's not going to go. You can't say it like this. Hey, the president can't come on TV and say, hey, you know what? That normal that you once thought what was, yeah, that's never coming back. Okay, there's a new normal. Whether you choose to believe it or not, are you going to continue the next 10 years of your life chasing, trying to get back the old one? It's totally up to you. But there is a new normal. People would panic. They would totally panic. If they didn't do a stimulus package, panic, martial law. If they didn't take away 10% or the 10% penalty from their retirement accounts, panic. People would still pull out the money, but this gives an incentive for them to pull it out because guess what? Again, if they're pulling it out, that means they have no money. They're not going to be able to pay the taxes on that money. They're not going to be able to pay the taxes on their money. And believe this, so you guys can understand this. Not only did this force people to realize themselves, it also forces businesses to realize restructuring. Now the businesses are going to realize how much of their stuff that they can send to people's houses. They're going to find out how many things that can be done from home. And then if they do like a Uber or Amazon, make all those workers 1099s. They put those jobs out there, make the person responsible for their own taxes. That's more money off their books. You mean they don't have to give anybody retirement packages, health care, this and that? Mm-mm. The whole game has changed. You better believe that. It's never going back. It's never going back. Cosmic says stocks are going to go down in the short term and blow up due to all the money being printed and lower interest rates in the long term, 3 to 4 years out. Sure is. But I believe right now the stimulus, $1,200 to $2,400, that's not going to last at all. There's about to be a lot of broke people. Woo. And listen, $1,200 to $2,400 for a broke person, right? They have no money anyway. They don't even know they're in a negative. They don't even know that $1,200 to $2,400 means absolutely nothing. But as long as they believe it, and then they're going to put it back into the economy, and then it's going to be gone. And then they're not going to have any jobs to go do. What do you think's happening next? There's going to be, hey, listen, there's something else coming out. There's some kind of package. Something's got to happen. Because soon as that stimulus money is gone, now what? Martial law? Something must be coming. Something's coming down the pike to put some money in people's, to do something. Something's coming. Mark my words. Cosmic says, Cosmic Wisdom says, I am personally keep what I contributed along and still adding to my 401k into a money market to buy, then prices go lower. I have 20 years until I can use it. So it depends on your situation. It definitely depends on your situation. Everybody's financial situation is different. There is no standard, this fits all. That's impossible. First, I have to know if you're in debt or not. Right? If you're in debt, talking about should I still contribute to my 401k? That's absolutely not. You shouldn't have been contributing to your 401k before the coronavirus epidemic. You had no money to do that. Zero. Jerry says, I'm 31 and lost 20K in my 401k. My broker told me to ride the market. The market will go down again. Would you stick it out or go conservative or move to bond? Okay, so you're getting totally into the stock market, and I don't want to get into that because I don't know anything about the stock market. None. I don't know anything about the stock market. Okay. The only thing I can tell you is just what I see. I don't know anything. I don't know. I don't even look at the stock market because I have no money in there. So I don't even bother to look at it. It has absolutely no purpose for me. I don't have any money to do that, any of that. So I'm just going by what I see. Now, knowing that 85% of Americans are in debt, I don't know the percentage of those people that have 401ks, but I guarantee you this, with no job and no money, they are going to pull money out of their 401k. That's guaranteed, especially with the 10% penalty gone. They're doing that. That is happening. That is happening the day the president announced it. It's happening. Jay says, I feel like the 401k is going to rebound a bit with the stimulus rush as well. Debating on buying cruise stock while it's cheap. Figure it's going to go up in a year and year and a half. Did you say you're debt free, Jay? Did you tell me you're debt free? It counts on if you're debt free or not, Jay. If you're not debt free, you don't invest in anything outside yourself, right? Because you have no money to, and I'm not saying you specifically, I don't know your financial situation, but if you're in debt, you have no money to invest in anything. Don't worry about anything going up and down and all this other stuff. That's too volatile. You don't even, all you got to do is just pay attention to what the president says. All right. Again, there's two. Hey, we're lowering interest rates. People in debt are going to go refinance their home. Okay. Stimulus money. Oh, people can't wait to get this money. Okay, here you go. Right. 10% penalty gone. Rush to pull out their 401k. It's happening. Jared says, yeah, I have money saved, so don't need the 401k right now. No debt, but it's a big hit. Yeah, it's a hit. Okay. Me personally, I know, I can't say that because at the same time, there's going to be a rush for people to pull their 401ks out. There's not going to be a rush for 401ks, but there is going to be there is going to be an increase from people refinancing their homes. That's a big one. Let me see. This is what people in debt are going to do. They're going to take that stimulus money. Some are going to invest it in the stock market. They're going to do the same. If they refinance their house, they're going to invest in the stock market because they're like, oh, I'm going to take advantage of these down stocks. Just like what's the name saying about these cruise lines and stuff like that, right? They're going to pull their retirement money out and invest into the stock market, right? But what the majority of people in debt don't know, that they're in debt. So no matter if they pull money out, then 9 times out of 10, they're still in debt. Especially if they take the money and invest in the stock market, they're staying in debt. It's mathematically impossible for anybody in debt to invest in anything. That's mathematically impossible. That must mathematically is math law that they have to borrow that money to invest. So they're indirectly investing for the bank. This should stimulate the economy temporarily, okay? Because people in debt are going to be banking on these stocks are going to be rising, right? And then when they rise and make all this buku millions of money, they're going to take that money and pay off their debt. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not going to do it. So will it be a temporary rise? Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll rise. And again, I'm not a stockbroker. I'm not giving any type of stock advice. I'm just telling you what I see mathematically and monetarily. It'll spike in the next few months. What is this? March, April, May, June. April, May, June, July, August. Put it this way. By December, it's going to be down because everybody's money is going to be gone. It's going to be in the stock market. It'll still be in the stock market. If they put it all in the stock market and let it sit there, it'll rise it. It has to rise it. This is what I'd say like this for you guys because I'm not a stockbroker or anything like that, but this is what I say. If you want the correct advice and you know somebody that invests stock, this is the first thing I want you to ask them. Are you in debt? Whoever's a professional stock investor, if you do this, this will be a dead giveaway right here. This is the biggest gem I will drop in this room right now at this moment. Okay. If you are a person that's going to take your stimulus money, pull out your retirement money, refinance your house, and you don't know anything about stock, you go to a person that you believe knows about stocks. And this is the question I want you to ask them. Are you in debt? Ask them that. Are you in debt? If they're not in debt and they tell you to invest, do this and that, I would go with that stock person. Whoever's knowledgeable about in stocks, the first question you ask them, are you in debt? Do you have student loans? How long have you had your student loans? Because if they have 20-year student loans, they're not really investing in the stock market. Whether they know this, math doesn't care if this person knows or not. It's 100% irrelevant to math if that stock person understands this rule or not. But if they have 20-year student loans and they're telling you to invest in the stock market, you better not take their advice because they're not even invested. They haven't even invested in themselves first. And they're going to tell you how to invest your money. They're disrespecting their own money. And if they say like this, say like you come across a stock person and they got 20-year-old student loans, this is what I want you to say to them. Okay, if you can justify mathematically of a person keeping their student loans for 20 years, I will go with you. Go. It's impossible for them to have an answer. Impossible. So again, last time, if somebody's telling you to invest in the stock market, you ask them, are you in debt? Do you have student loans? Okay. Cosmic Wizard says, one watch out. Will you be taxed on the 401k withdrawal? Be sure to read the yes, they will, Cosmic. Like they're going to give them 3 years to pay back the taxes on that withdrawal. 3 years. There are tax implications. They got 3 years to pay it back. And guess what? Cosmic, if they pulled out $100,000, they would have to what would they would have to save. Oh no, not three. I'm saying my math all wrong. I said that wrong earlier. No, that's right. They got to pay that money back. Yeah. Else they're gonna be taxed on it. That'd be a little over $30,000 a year for those 3 years. Good luck. Any other questions? Any other questions? These are some good questions. If you guys want to be free, man, it's honestly, it's like I was totally prepared for this moment. If I had not listened to myself back in 2012, 2013, man, oh man, I'd be so panicked right now. I would be so panicked. I'd be panicked. It's lovely to be able to see the second economy. It's lovely. It's lovely. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. Any other questions? If you're new to the channel, don't be shy. If you're new to my channel, don't be shy. Feel free. I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to take it to the next level. I'm trying to take it to the next level for people to remove themselves from the financial level they've probably been all your life. If you believe debt was just part of life, I'm here to tell you that it's not. That's not true. I'm here to tell you that I once thought the same way too. I did. I thought it was just part of life. It's not. Everything you hear on the news when they talk about money and finances, they're talking to two. There's two whys to what they're saying. Whatever you hear them say, there's two whys. Why they're doing it. Okay? But it's now a new normal now. It's a new normal. Your normal that you once thought before that was life, that's never coming back. These are the things I see right now, like teachers' salaries will be negotiated. You better believe that. Teachers? Oh yeah. Everybody in the country knows the value of their teachers. Believe that. Now, when they see the teachers, they're going to be looking at teachers. Teachers make what? $30,000, $40,000, but they have $50,000 in student loan debt to get a degree that's only going to make them $30,000 or $40,000. That's going to be redone. That's going to change. All the stuff that teachers do right now to keep your children entertained for all those hours at school. I mean, classroom, gimmicks, try different ways to try to make learning fun for busy children that can't keep their attention spans. Oh man, that's all of that is changing. That's changing. You better believe businesses are just, all you gotta, like, for example, all you gotta do is watch the commercials now. Watch all the commercials, the food delivery commercials, how everything's being delivered. That you think once this goes back to normal, you think they're just going to cut all that stuff off? No, they're going to realize they don't even need half the people they have. They can make them work from home with a 1099. It's never going back to the way before. You better learn how to build something of your own right now. Step number 1, get out of debt. I am here to help you do that. Even in the crisis, even in quarantine, I can help you get out. Because I tell you this, I'm never going back. I'm never going back. There's not enough money a job could pay me. I don't care what level. I don't care. A job would be pretty much putting a cap limit on my earning potential. Jared says, what do you see most people with? What do you see most with people you come across in consults? Student loan issues, 401k issues, everything. Jared, everything. And I want you to see something, Jared, so you can see that it's everything. Trillions of dollars in student loan debt. That's millions of people. Trillions of dollars in car loan debt. That's millions of people. I don't know how much in 401k loans, but anybody borrowing from their future to pay for their present are in debt. Trillions of dollars in credit card debt. It's across the board. This is what I find the most, Jared. Everybody believes it's just them. Not everybody, but most of the people I talk to, they believe it's just them bad with money. I always have to open their minds psychologically first. Trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. Do you think you're alone? Mm-mm. Trillions in student loan debt. You think you're alone? Mm-mm. There's millions of people. You're not alone. Everybody just thinks they are. But when I bring them outside of the debt matrix, you can say, oh, that's them. That's not you. It's a mixture of everything and everyone, and everybody the majority of people in debt believe it's just them. Javi says, people usually are afraid to invest in a field they know nothing about. If my neighbors are stock investors, I need to know nothing about stocks. All I have to do is watch their life habits. Exactly. Javi is exactly right. Stock investors, hey man, you hear somebody investing in stocks? Again, I know it sounds funny. All you got to do is say, do you have your student loans? When did you graduate? No, thank you. You have student loans? Yeah. When did you graduate? 20 years ago? Yeah. No. Why not? You haven't invested in yourself first. That's why. What do you mean? You have 20-year-old student loans. What do you mean? Now don't say it like that. But that's how it runs in my mind. But I would never ask anybody like that. I would know, just like Ivy said, I would know their habits. I would know their habits. If they were my neighbor and they rolled up in a new car, I would say, hey man, oh, that's a nice car. Oh, I know those payments are getting you. If they say, oh man, they ain't that bad, that's all I need to hear. I don't need to hear nothing else. Whatever you think is bad or whatever, if you got payments, I'm not hearing a word you're saying, nothing. Mark says, would you advise those receiving the stimulus package to save that money to buy a car, especially if their vehicle's in repossession? Unless they're going to get a $1,200 car, I would. Now, people think if you have $1,200, $2,400, you're going to get a bucket. No, you're not. You're going to get a nice car for $1,200, especially right now. Or actually, wait a month or two, you'll get a nice $1,200 car because everybody will be broke with no jobs. They'll be selling those cars. Should you get another car? This is what I suggest you do. Go on Kelley Blue Book, get the value of your current car, and then I want you to log into your car loan account, whatever bank you're with, and check your balance. Okay? And then I want you to say the value of your car minus the amount you owe. And then you tell me if you should keep paying on that car. That's it. Let's do it one more time. If you're making payments on a car, I want you to go to Kelley Blue Book. I want you to get the value of your car, how much it's worth today, right? And then I want you to log into your bank and then see how much you have left owed on the car you have. And then I want you to go with the value of your car minus the amount you owe. And then see how much, then you tell me, should you keep paying on that car? If you're deep in the negative, you got to stop and think, wait a minute, I'm making payments on a negative number. Yes, you are. Should you keep doing that? Especially if you're 10, 15,000. If you went to a car lot and you had negative equity and you traded in that car and then they rolled that negative equity into a new loan, you are so far upside down. Right now is time to let that car go bye-bye. Don't worry, they're not repossessing it until 2021. You know why? Because millions of people are going to be getting their cars repossessed. Millions. So don't worry about if your car ends up, if somebody comes in 2000, it's not going to happen because first of all, there's nobody left, nobody at work to push the paperwork through. Nobody how many tow truck places? I mean, if you're a tow truck owner, you better be ready. You're about to get 2021 is going to be your year. Right now, they don't have enough tow truck drivers to pick up all the cars. Plus, they got to get the paperwork started, all that stuff, right? But here's the key jobs for next year. Divorce lawyers. They're about to make some money. Tow truck drivers, you guys are going to make a freaking killing on repossessions alone. I don't know how much they pay tow truck drivers to pick up repossessed cars. I don't know, but you guys are going to make a killing. There's going to be millions of people with repossessed cars, millions. Dale says, investing outside the 401k will create a tax burden on gains. Investing from within a 401k is tax deferred. Yes. But what I'm saying, Dale, is this. Would it be wise, even though you get tax savings right now, Dale, on a 401k, millions of people are about to pull out their 401ks right now because of the 10% penalty waived, right? Will the tax savings outweigh the losses of a 401k? I don't know. Maybe I'm not even saying that right, but that's just what I see. Tell me on that, because anything tax deferred, that's money saved now. That's my first thing off the bat. When my money skyrockets, I'm looking for all the tax deferred options that I have that the government offers. I'm taking all those. Cosmic Wisdom says, talk to my cousin before I jumped in on the screen. He just got a job from being let go from the other job 3 months. Financed a car and just laid off again. Ooh. Damn. Being let go for the other job for 3 months. Financed a car and just got, oh my goodness. And people wonder why they're living paycheck to paycheck. Get laid off, cool, recover a little bit, get a new job, and then dig themselves deeper in debt when they get the new job. Black Knight, what's up, man? Welcome. A college education is a human capital investment. Before selecting a major, conduct a simple return on investment calculation to determine the value of that degree. Exactly. Now, you see how good Black Knight makes that sound? It seems obvious. He's just saying that. He's not saying anything spectacular. He's stating the obvious. Hey, how much is that? Okay, if I get a job in that field, how much am I going to make right off the bat? How much my potential is going to make? How much is that degree? If I go to that college, it's going to cost this much. But if I go to that community college and achieve the same thing, it's going to cost me that much. Okay, I'll go with that. See what I'm saying? But the majority of people, they wake up, that they're told by TV and the parents, you got to go to college. You got to go to college. You're not going to be nothing if you don't go to college. You're not going to be nothing if you go to college. And when you're 18, you don't know what to pick. You're like, that one. And then they just go. And then years find, if kids don't know, see, this is what I'm saying. If you're about to go to college, okay, this was your year, you're about to graduate, you're undecisive about going to college, and you're getting pressured by people that are telling you to go to college, this is what I want you to do. Anybody to ask you, do you still have your student loans? 20 years later? Yeah, I'm not taking financial advice from you. What about you? You got student loans? Yeah, I'm not taking financial advice from you. Don't take financial advice. Don't take college advice from anybody that has student loans that are older than you. Don't ever do that. You'll be less confused. You see what Black Knight says right here? This is what you need to do. And right now, you probably can't even see that. The whole landscape has changed right now. You can't, right now, if this is your year and you're looking to see what field to go in, I'm going to tell you the fields I can see. Divorce attorney. If you get out of college and become a divorce attorney right now, you will be able to name your price. Name it. This fallout is going to be at least the next 10 years. People are cramped up together right now. Couples are getting to know each other, and they're like, "Man, I really don't even like you. I don't like you either." Some are going to fall deeper in love, but the majority, they're going to be out. Divorce attorney. What else would be good? Tow truck drivers. What else? Let's see. Well, let me see some good jobs that's going to be coming up here. Tow truck drivers. What else? If you have some money, buy some real estate, because right now you'll be able to get, not right now, but soon enough, you'll be able to get 3 houses for the price of one. Believe that. Taxes will be low because they're going to plummet. Wait till everybody runs out of money. The housing market crashes. You buy in three prices for the houses of one. The taxes will be lower. So what else? What else is there? What else is going to happen? Cosmic, you got any ideas of what else is going to happen now from this fallout? So other things are going to happen. There's many more things. Sharif says, it's not the kids' fault. Slaves raise slaves. Exactly. It's nobody's fault. You're right, Sharif. It's nobody's fault. I don't blame my mom for not giving me the financial education I need. She didn't know. I raised all 3 of my boys. They didn't know because I didn't tell them. They saw me go to college, make 6 figures, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my dad's successful because I was double that in debt. So I really wasn't financially successful. It just looked like that, right? But my girlfriend's 6-year-old son, he's never going to know about debt unless he chooses it. Because as I raise him, he's going to know exactly what I know about money. Now, if he gets out in the world and he says, "Oh, screw LJ, I don't care what he's going to say," and then he goes out and finances a car, a house, and then he sees it, you know what he's going to say? "Damn, LJ told me that. This is why he told me not to do that. This is why he said do that." Let's see what else would be a smart move. If you're in an FHA mortgage, right now is the time to let that house go. See ya. Let it go. Bye-bye. See ya. FHA mortgage, let it go. See ya. Pretty soon, you ain't going to have no choice anyway. Just right now, you should be prepared to let that stuff go. Save your money. Stack your dough. What else is going to happen from this fallout? People renting homes from owners, because people don't know, people that rent homes from other owners, they don't know the owner's financial situation. And guess what? If that person renting, say like the person renting during this time still had a good job, was proper with their money, blah, 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 but the owner of the house wasn't paying his bills, guess what? The renter's out too. See ya. See you later. There's going to be tons of fallout. Any other questions? If you want to, hey, LJ, what should I do? Ask the question. I'll tell you exactly what to do and why. If not, one of these people, one of the S&B family members will be happy to answer you, especially if you go too deep in the stock market. I don't know nothing about that. I just know how to teach you how to pick the right person. Oh, good one, Sharif. Invest in storage container company. And check this out. I'm glad you brought that up, Sharif. Right here in South Carolina, storage places are going. These buildings are being built so fast, like apartment complexes. There's going to be a ton of them. That's a good one, Sharif. Sure is. Damn, that's good. They're going. That's about to go. Storage facilities are about to be all for storage facilities about to be maxed. Michael Rambo says, I'm experiencing the phase of wishing knew this info oh, okay. Oh, wishing knew this info earlier. My stack could have been so high. Mike, just try not to do this, man, because I did what you're doing. Try not to dwell. Just be happy that you know what you know now, okay? Because when I first got out of debt, I started reflecting back on all the financial things I did, woulda, coulda, shoulda. I could have had this stack, this much there, and put this there. Just be happy. Right now, Mike, you are at the beginning of a new financial playing field, okay? Just remember that. You are at the beginning of the new financial playing. All the fakers about to be swept off the board. See ya. Right now, have you guys noticed? Right now, it doesn't even matter if you're a professional actor, athlete, entertainer, money, real estate guru person. It doesn't matter. If you've been faking and you've been in debt all your life, see you later. Goodbye. You're out. The water's got too muddy. It got too cloudy. So people that's trying to build wealth, they can't see through all the muck and dirt and mud. Those guys are moved. It's clear water right now, and it's going to get clearer. It's still kind of muddy because you guys can't see who the financial fakers are, but you will. They're going to go bye-bye. And they can't even stop it. They don't even know how to stop it. They don't even know how to stop it. Because this is what, now listen to what I'm saying very closely. I'm gonna use the house refinance as an example so you can understand. People in debt don't know they are not homeowners. They don't know they're not a homeowner. Okay. They believe the equity in a house is theirs of a house they don't even own. That's what they believe in their brains. So what they're going to do is refinance the house, which is the bank's house. They're going to borrow the equity because hence borrow. They're going to borrow the bank's money again. And guess what they're going to do with that money? They're going to pay the mortgage on the bank with the bank's own money at a percentage rate. They don't know that. They're in the middle. They have no money. Borrow. It's like a circle. They're going to pay their mortgage. They're going to pay their credit cards. They're going to pay their car notes. They're going to do this and give the bank the money back. The bank gives it to them at a percentage rate. They give it back to them. At not only are they giving the home equity loan at a percentage rate, they're paying percentage rates on the credit card, the mortgage, the car loan. See what I'm saying? They don't know that until they're broke. Goodbye. Now they're off the playing field. The bank still owns the house. See how it works? You can't borrow your way out of debt, but if you make a person in debt believe they're a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage and make them believe the equity in the house is theirs that they don't even own, that's a masterpiece. People in debt don't want to look like they're broke, even through a situation like this. They don't want to show other people that they're other people in debt matrix, they're broke. So they're going to try to hold on to stuff that they don't even own. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to do it until they're broke. Once they're broke, see ya. Sharif says, is this a good time to get married? You know what, Sharif? I say like this. Once you're debt free, you will never even marry somebody. You will never take anybody serious that is in debt. I won't care how good they look. I don't care how fine they are. I don't care how good the sex is. If you say, hey, you got $100,000 in student loan debt? Yeah. When you plan to pay that off? Never? You'd be like, nah. Guy, if you're a guy, that's a guaranteed condom every single time. I guarantee it. If you're just having, you're just having sexual relations with a person and you know they're in debt and you know first of all, you're going to say, hey, we're never going to be anything serious. We're going to be buddies, friends with benefits, right? And then when it comes to having sexual relations, you're going to make sure you're protected all the time. You're not going to let that accidentally happen. You're not You're not going to tie yourself to somebody with $100,000 in student loan debt and believe that that's natural or normal. No, you're not. That will never happen. And vice versa for women, same thing. You're not going to get with a guy that's $100,000 in student loan debt and don't care about being in student loan debt. You're never going to let that happen, ever. Black Knight says, this is different than 2008 when the housing market crashed. The housing market isn't going to plummet. Invest in low-income housing because the poor and the sick will be with you always. Now, I want you guys to understand, Black Knight is giving you from a person with money. This is a lovely housing market, absolutely beautiful, and it's going to get better. It's not now. If you out of debt and you have money, let me tell you something. It's not even the housing market hasn't even been. It's not even fully grown to its potential that is about to happen. Give it a few more months, and houses are going to be freaking gift wrapped for people with money. Here you go. Here's a free house. Buy one, get two free. Here you go. The bank don't want all those houses. The bank wants to hold all that stuff. This is going to be Christmas time. But for people in debt, yeah, it's going to crash for you. Well, it's going to look like that to you. But people with money, that's the housing market. The housing market crashed to people in debt. It looks like a crash. But if you have debt, it's a gift wrap box. Merry Christmas for the rest of your life. DTN says, I'm here, Linnell. What's up, Unc? What's up, DTN? NC Briggs says, I think we will have more homeless than we ever had before with this recession. You better believe it. When I was in I was in the General Dollar store the other day yesterday to get some water, and there was this homeless guy in there, right? We were buying water. He was behind me, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting water." He kept saying he lived in the woods. I thought he meant his house was off in the woods. No, he literally lived in the woods, right? And I said to him, "Hey, all these people are probably going to be getting tips on how to survive, from you." The people that probably talked about the homeless, now they're going to be like, "Man, how you been making it out on the streets with no money and surviving? How are you guys doing it? Getting tips from the homeless now." Believe that. What's up, Uber guy? LJ is correct. Black Knight says LJ is correct. If you need to refinance your home to pay for something, then you clearly can't afford it. Exactly, Black Knight. But you know just as well as I, man, it's about to be. You got some money? Wait till about November, December. Ooh, wee. Well, you still gonna have to wait because they've been pushing back payments and all this other stuff. I'll say 2021, and you got money. It's gonna look like it crashed to people in debt. It's gonna look like it crashed on the news. It's gonna look like, but people with money be like, Christmas time, da da da. NC Big says, speaking of marriage, divorce is on an upturn right now. Of course it is. I've been telling you guys that for the last month. This ain't nothing. Divorce attorneys are going to make some mooloo money right now. Buku. Buku money, not mooloo, buku. Man, they're about to make some money. Sharif says, L, how would you handle family members who did not prepare for the financial crisis? This is what I say. If you prepare for the financial crisis, you better act like you in just as much turmoil as them. That's what I suggest. Don't be walking around talking about, oh man, I was ready for this. I got some money stacked. No, you better not. You be like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. Man, I'm about to lose my car. I'm about to lose my house. So they don't come to you asking for money, because if they're not going to come to you talking about, hey man, how'd you do that? How'd you become economy proof? They're not going to do that. They're going to be like, hey, you got it. You can let us borrow it. You got to pretend that you're just like them. You must. At least for the next 18 months, minimum. The normal that you thought once was is never again. It's never going to be here again. That normal, if you're in debt, first of all, if you've been in debt all your life, that was your normal. And people like you. That was you guys' normal. Okay. There's a new normal. There was a normal. There was a different normal even when you were in debt before the coronavirus. Now there's a new normal that you can choose to see or you choose not to see. But I tell you this right now. Right now, if you want to see the new normal, get out of debt. You got to get out of debt free card right now. If you lost your job, you lost everything, you have a guaranteed Chapter 7 that is not going to be denied. It's not. You better believe the Chapter 7 bankruptcy law, the rules and the laws, they're going to be relaxed because there's going to be a ton of people. You think they're going to go through all those checks that they normally, the means test? Forget the means test. That's out. People lost jobs. There's really no purpose for the means test at all, right? That's going to be gone. You don't even need a lawyer. You just walk up, get your stuff in order, say, this is all my stuff. Here you go. What, did you lose your job? Yeah, I lost everything. You have any money? Nope, don't have anything. Chapter 7, they're going to be printing Chapter 7s like hotcakes, but only for those that know. People in debt with no money will still absolutely refuse to do a Chapter 7. Listen to this. Chapter 13s are going to skyrocket through the roof. If you are a bankruptcy lawyer, you are about to make a killing because they make more money off of Chapter 13s than Chapter 7s. Divorce lawyers, bankruptcy lawyers, they can name their price. They're going to make a killing. And the majority of them are going to get Chapter 13s. Because people in debt, they want to keep the stuff that they don't even own. That's just the way it is. So they don't look bad to other people in debt. That's how it works. Hy-Vee says, people in debt but have home equity are going to take out the equity to purchase investment properties. They sure are. Real estate investors be clean. Oh, yeah, you're right. They're going to refinance their homes thinking they're taking advantage of a down market. Oh. And Hy-Vee, they're basically reinvesting for the bank. So real estate. So people selling real estate, they're going to make some money too. Real estate, yeah, they're going to be making some money. Yeah. Thank you, Hy-Vee. That's a good one. I didn't think about that. They're going to refinance their house, to reinvest it in their property, in the stock market, thinking they're taking advantage of the real estate market, the stock market. Boy, I tell you. Jay says, going to be Christmas time for sure. Real estate investors wish I had more time to stack cash. I'd buy up cheap land and mobile homes to collect rent. Right now, if you had money, right now is not the time. It's going to get worse. First, you got to let it get really, really bad first, right? Because believe it or not, and all you got to do is check your social media timeline. They have lowered loan interest rates, right? Car dealerships are practically giving cars away. On finance, of course, deferring payments for 3-4 months, 0% financing for 84 months. Yes, 84 months. Yes. 84 months, 3 months deferred, all that. Right now, car salesmen can make some money right now. If you're a car salesman right now, believe it or not, people are financing cars during the coronavirus, financing cars. They're delivering cars to houses. Woo. Okay, so we're making a list. Car salesmen, real estate people, real estate investors, divorce lawyers, bankruptcy lawyers, Stockbrokers. Stockbrokers can make some money right now. Stockbrokers. Yeah, they sure can. Stockbrokers going to make some money. Man. NC Big says, my coworkers and friends talking about taking their stimulus checks and investing in the stock market. See what I'm saying? I already see the reason why I see that, NC Biggs, because I know what people in debt do. Because honestly, NC Biggs, if I was in debt right now and desperate, and they just removed the 10% penalty from my retirement, that's the first thing I would think. Oh man, I could make my money back if I pull the money out of my retirement, invest in the stock market while it's low. I can make a killing. That's what everybody in debt is thinking right now. That's the obvious move. That's the obvious move. What the not obvious move is this: wait till people run out of money. So let them invest. Let me see. You can play it two ways, and I'm not a stock person. I'm just saying what's my opinion. Things are gonna go up because of everybody borrowing money. I predict that money will last maybe till November or December at its peak, right? So if I invested, got in here low right now, it's going to rise when people start borrowing money, stimulus money comes in. It's going to go all the way to about November or December. And then in November or December, pull all my earnings out of there. Because if the government doesn't do something between now and the end of the year, all that money is going to be spent. Yep. Jay says food services. Oh, good one, Jay. Food delivery services. You're right. And right now, listen, if you can become a food deliverer, because remember, after this is over, the cure is out there. Food delivery servicing from restaurants is not going to stop. They're going to know it's very profitable. So they're going to know not only can they get inside diners, they're going to get outside diners that don't want to come in. Because remember, the coronavirus is going to linger on for years. Just because they say, hey, everybody got the cure, everybody's not going to trust it. Guess what they're going to continue to do? Order their food delivery services, food delivery drivers. They're going to be making a killing. You're right. Once the businesses find out how much money they're going to save by delivering food, making everybody that delivers food, the 1099, responsible for their own taxes and insurance, they're going to see. And plus the new tax laws favor the businesses. Oh man, they're never going back. They're going to copy the Uber model. They're going to copy the Amazon model. They're going to copy all those models. What's that other driving company? Jay says, might be time for the food truck hustle. Roll around like the ice cream man. Let me see. Excuse me. Food truck drivers. I don't know. An actual food truck. I'm not sure. I don't know. The whole world is going to change, man. These are great ideas, though. You guys are coming up with the premium jobs. That's what they're going to be. Black Knight says, you aren't considering the debt to equity calculation banks do before creating loans for investment properties. Cash is going to be king. Cash is going to be king. And you're right. You're right, Black Knight. I'm not saying that the banks don't know what's happening. Okay. They know what's happening, but they have lowered the interest rates to entice people to refinance, right? Now, if a bank knows that a person is deep in debt, they know the person's not going to pay off that debt, so they're going to continue to own that house, period. Debt to equity calculation. I say like this, though, Black Knight. I believe, because right now the Federal Reserve, they removed, I don't know if you noticed, Black Knight, but the Federal Reserve removed the 10% requirement that banks have to loan out money. So right now they get to loan out 100% of the money right now. They removed the 10% requirement of the bank. So they removed it. So now they can loan out 100% of the money, right? They're gonna take it. I think honestly, Black Knight, I think they're gonna relax those rules, that debt to equity calculation. All I got to do is see somebody deep in debt and they want to borrow the remaining equity out of there. And as soon as they borrow it, they're out. Especially if they got a house to hold, they're out. Brittany C says DoorDash has been still running. People are still ordering fast food and telling the drivers to leave it outside the door like it's going to stop them from getting infected. I know. See, me personally, I don't trust the food delivery stuff. I just don't trust it. But it is the wave of the future. It is. It's not going away. They're just going to start. I think what they're going to start doing is regulating the drivers, because right now you can just, hey, I want to be a driver. And they say, you got a car? You got insurance? Yeah. Okay. You can deliver food. All right. They're going to start putting in some places, some things that require them, just like food handlers at restaurants. They're going to require those people delivering food because it's going to shoot through the roof and people are going to start worrying about their safety. Okay. So Jay says cleaning business might be a good move too. Cleaning. Jay, give me an example of what you mean by that. Why do you believe cleaning businesses will be good? Oh, like car detail places. Since they're going to be more delivery drivers, right? They're going to need their cars cleaned and quick. You know what I'm saying? Because that's their money makers. The car detail place will not be able to keep their car all freaking day, right? Maybe an hour or two max, and they're going to need to clean up. So car dealerships are going to need to come up with some kind of cleaning efficiency. So if a car come in, hey, you do the floors, you do this, and they'll be done within an hour, you know? Uber is making a killing. Is Uber still running? I didn't know if Uber was still running or not. Hyvie says, if you've ever used food delivery service without being injured, I guarantee your spending habits are horrible and debt is likely. Study habits. Yeah, if you've ever used food delivery service with, oh, okay, gotcha. Because I heard, and you tell me if this is true, Hyvie, I've heard people paying more for the delivery of the food than the food itself. NC Big says mechanics and tire shops are going to be needed too. Well, yeah, they're always needed. Will their business go up? I mean, I see their business going up as far as car repairs because people are going to be putting mileage on their cars right now, right? But at the same time, the majority of those people will be in debt. So they're going to be making payments. Uber Eats for sure. Jennifer says, my husband and I opened a car detail business prank. Now think about it, Jennifer, right? Since the food delivery services are going up, they're going to need their cars cleaned. Uber cars are going to need their cars cleaned too. And they're not really going to have time. They're going to be so busy. But you're going to have to come up with an efficient way or different types of packages to see. And they're going to need that done in like an hour or two max, because they got to get back on the road and make some deliveries, right? And they're going to really have time because they're going to be so tired running. They're going to have time to clean their car. So they're going to pay somebody else to clean it. Car detailing is going to be that's going to be real big. What else is going to be big? Let me see. What else is going to be big? Black Knight says the Federal Reserve dropped the prime to maintain liquidity in the market. The byproduct is lower home interest rates. Yep. Sadly, most people won't refinance their their 30 to 20 or to, oh no, definitely not Black Knight. You know that's not happening. They're going to refinance it to 30. Okay. The Federal Reserve dropped the interest rate, dropped the prime interest rate on purpose to stimulate the economy. That's, you got to remember, Black Knight, even though what you're saying, yeah, okay, you should do this, but there's always two whys. There's the why the majority of people in debt know, and then there's the why that we know. We know why it's dropped to stimulate the economy, to do things like that, what you're saying to do, but they're not going to do that. They're in panic mode right now. So they're going to pull the money out, and they know this is what they're going to say. I'm going to use this money to get me through this catastrophe. So I'm going to sit on and I'm going to spend it. That's how it's going to go. Hey, Black Knight, do you know what the prime rate is now? I haven't looked up the prime rate. What is the current prime rate, and when did they drop it? Let me see, 2020 prime rate. This week, 3.25. 3.25. Oh, he's talking about, yes, a friend of mine said that people have been yelling out to leave it at the door because they don't want to be exposed. But they're going to eat the food that's been exposed. It doesn't even make any sense. So the virus can't get in that paper bag or something, or what? It's just the craziest thing. Any other questions? And again, like I said earlier, I mean, I need some ideas from you guys that you guys want to see on this channel, because like I keep saying, honestly, I'm starting to get bored of doing the same thing. And I need something different that people are going to be interested in, as long as it's along the same guidelines of helping people get out of debt, but consciously. You know what I'm saying? Unlike anybody else now, remember, all the financial gurus that you see on YouTube that have been financially faking, their channels about to disappear. Okay, they're about to disappear, and you'll see who's going to last here. NC Big says, LJ, internet companies will increase prices with so many people. Home bandwidth is becoming a problem. Now, they're not going to increase them now. They're not going to increase them now. They're going to get, internet companies are going to get some kind of bailout. They're going to get something, right? They're going to get something, because right now, if they try to increase prices right now on the internet, knowing that it's needed, that's going to look like price gouging. Okay. And their company is going to look bad, and they don't want to look bad. So what they're doing, and this is just my opinion, I don't know, I could see them waiving fees and blah and lowering the prices. And then when it's time for tax time or the stimulus package, I got to read the stimulus package in detail. They're going to get that money back for doing this. They might get a huge tax break over here for keeping their prices low, waiving penalties and fees and blah, blah, blah. That's how it works. You can't, just like I was telling Black Knight, there's always two whys to everything. Everything you hear when it involves financing on money on a national scale, there's always two whys. Because there are two economies. One that you can only see if you're not in debt. The one you can only see when you're in debt. When you're not in debt, you can see both. Excuse me, you can see both economies. But when you're in debt, you only see this one, the one in the debt matrix. Okay. Any other questions? Any other job ideas you guys see blowing up big? This is See how we're collaborating and you're seeing these jobs pop in, you know it's going to be big. A lot of people can't see these jobs blowing up right now. They can't. The majority of people believe that some other vehicle is going to take them to that's going to bail them out of this situation. Something else, the stock market, some kind of investment. When right now, only them, if you're in debt, only you can get yourself out of debt right now. Only you. Nothing else can. Don't believe chapter 7 is for losers. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is for losers. It's not. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a get out of debt free card right now. If you add up all your debt, because a chapter 7 bankruptcy stays on your credit report for 10 years. Okay. Now, this is what I want you to do. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Yes, including mortgage, student loans, collections, every single penny. Okay. Go to creditkarma.com. That's where they have Experian and TransUnion. And then go to Experian.com. No, I said TransUnion and Equifax, excuse me. Credit Karma got TransUnion and Equifax and Experian by itself. Check all three, add up all your debt. And I want you to say to yourself, will it take me 10 years to pay this debt off? If the answer is yes, file chapter 7. Okay? Ivy says, I feel sorry for all logistics distribution centers handling thousands of packages a day, all coming from random people. Ooh, I know, man. Wow. Like you talking about like Amazon distribution centers like that, things of that nature? Yeah. When you're in debt, man, you got to risk your life. You got to risk your life. You have no choice. Because there's not enough money in the world that an employer can pay me right now to work for him out in the public, right? No, I'm not. Hey, I'm paying you $200,000 a year. No, you're not. Am I working from home? Oh, okay. But if I have to go somewhere, I'm not going. No, keep it. They are lowering, they're taking away money from people right now because the business is suffering. They're taking away money from people. Not giving them hazard pay, but actually taking money away. GM took away 20%. They're taking away 20% of their workers' pay. 20%. And they still got to work the same hours under the same hazardous conditions. Only slaves do that. Mark says, worked in fast food twice for one day, and them sauces and other things you see, just don't trust it. The smell alone is wild. Jennifer says, you should do more collabs with different people, debt and debt free. Okay. Maybe some people want to share their personal stories. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jennifer. I like that. I got to reach out to some people. If you guys can help me reach out to some other financial people that may want to do collaborations with me, that would be awesome. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start reaching. I'm gonna just pick some. I'm gonna pick some good channels. I'm just reaching out to people. I just got to reach out to people. Thank you, Jennifer. Dale says, now is the time for innovation. Look for something new. Don't concentrate on old models. Yes. Thank you, Dale. You're right. Right now, honestly, if you take it up another level, right now, you get to choose to be anything you want to be right now. You can be anything. Anything right now from the comfort of your own home. All you got to do is just come up with the idea and put it out on the internet. That's it. Black Knight says that food truck idea might have some legs. Our HOA has coordinated several food trucks to come into the neighborhood. Oh, in the last 2 weeks, it looked like the ice cream truck it looked like the ice truck when I was a kid. Oh, gotcha. Oh, the ice truck. Yeah, I remember that. God, dog, that was right. I remember the ice truck. That's right. He used to come. I remember the ice truck used to come through. He used to have hot ice. I remember that. And he used to take the hot ice, put it in water for us, and let it bubble over. I remember that. I forgot all about that. The ice cream truck used to still have the same thing too. Wow. Come through the neighborhoods. Yeah, you're right. And then they can just come out from there. Oh man, that is an awesome idea. Instead of even food delivery, you can pull up just like almost like food trucks pull up at work sites, like construction work sites. They pull up, the construction workers can come out and get some sandwiches and stuff. Just imagine if you had a different Chinese food truck, a Mexican food truck, you know, and then scheduled to go through certain neighborhoods at certain days, man. Oh man, that would be awesome. Come through the neighborhood. Oh, check this out. Come through the neighborhood. They know the neighborhood knows this truck is coming through. They have some kind of app where they can pre-order their food. You pull up in the neighborhood, the people can just walk out, grab their stuff themselves, and bring it back in the house. I'll be here at 12 o'clock in this area neighborhood. Here's the app. Order your food. They pay for it, and then they just come and pick it up. All right, you guys, we got about 10 more minutes. Then we're going to get off of here. Thank you for the ideas about collabing. What else I can think of? Collaborations with other people. Anybody got any personal stories they want to share? Now, let me put this up here now. Maybe people want to share some personal stories right now. If you want to share a personal story of what you might be going through right now, and you might want some advice on what you should do, there's the link. You can you don't have to get on camera. You can just use the audio portion, and you can ask the question right now of me if you wish. Because remember, everybody's situation is different. So the advice given from a lot of people, especially a lot of people in this room that are smart with money, you got to remember there's two whys to everything of why they're giving you this information. There's always two whys. I promise you, there's always two whys. So there's the link if you want to join the session. Ask me a question. If you're new to the channel, don't be shy. Please don't be shy. Nobody here is going to make you feel dumb. I know a lot of people are scared. They're fearful. But I'm trying to make sure that try not to let fear make your decisions right now in a time like this. You don't want fear to make those decisions for you. I promise you, you don't. Because you're going to be paying for those decisions for the next 10 years. We're in 20, so what, 12 years since 2008. 12 years. So any more questions in the comments? If there's no more questions or comments, we're going to end this at in about 8 minutes. Okay, 2 hours. Because this channel's gonna, man, once the people fall off, this channel's gonna explode. It really is gonna explode. Please don't forget the SMD family members. Please don't forget to share with your family and friends. You know if the people are reaching out to you asking for help, just point them to the channel. Okay, point them to the videos. NC Big says, I'm struggling to figure out what I want to do. What do you mean want to do? What do you mean by that? What's up, Mark?
Hey, what up? You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, so I take a walk usually like every couple of days. I take a walk, you know.
Okay.
And I live in a relatively nice neighborhood, single family houses and things. And the garage, it's just so every so often when I walk by, I just see people packing stuff. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, like, do they know? Do these people know what's going to happen? Are they leaving? Are
What
they
do you mean
leaving
by
business?
packing stuff? Like, what
Yeah,
kind of packing are you seeing? What kind of packing are you seeing?
I'm seeing boxes and things in the boxes. I see like toys, little things. So I'm thinking maybe they're
Mm.
just decluttering, or are they really setting up for what's about to happen? And I'm not sure.
That's a good question. That's a good
Yeah, I'm
question.
not sure because I do see a lot of houses like on the market right
Oh,
now.
really? I haven't even been
Yeah.
looking. You see a lot of houses going up?
I mean, in my neighborhood right now,
Okay.
there are several houses, and I know someone just moved to our next door neighbor's house, or someone just bought. We have a new next door neighbor. You know,
Hmm.
someone just bought the house next door, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, I'm really seeing this thing happen, huh?
Yeah.
Because it's a
You know,
very you see the cars, and
some people might be preparing themselves for it, or some
yeah,
people
that's
might
what
be
I'm
just doing.
thinking.
Maybe they're doing spring cleaning or maybe they're doing spring cleaning because they have the time. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they're starting to
Could
sell
be.
stuff. They might be selling stuff.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, like
How's marketplace and stuff like that? Have you been looking to see on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or anything?
no, you know what? I am looking for a car. So I
Mhm.
do go on marketplace, and you know, it seems the same. So I'm just hanging on.
Mhm.
But for now, yeah, it doesn't really look like it's changed. I'm sure it's going to change in about a month. You
It's
know,
going to change after the stimulus money is gone.
right,
Yeah, that's
right.
when you're gonna see a change. You're gonna see a big that's when you're gonna see a big price difference in cars, just stuff in general. That's when it's gonna
Yeah,
happen. So stimulus money gets here. What does it get here in May or April or something like that?
I have no clue. Tell you the truth,
I know it's
I have
coming
no
out. He
clue.
said 2 weeks, so I'm assuming middle of April, beginning of
Right.
May. People should be getting their money, and then once that money is gone, that's when you're gonna get a deal on a car for sure.
Yeah. All I know is that I'm gonna get that the car. I'm gonna buy a car outright. I'm gonna get that salvage insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it for me. You know, whatever else I have, like I only really have the student. I only have the student loan left. That's the
Okay,
only. That's my only debt.
that's
So
it.
paying rent, and I already have a car. You know, that's
Hmm.
paid for,
Hmm.
or having a car soon.
And
I
you
have
still
a
got
car
your
that's
job
paid
still,
on.
right? You still got your job?
I still have the job, so
Okay. Anything look like it's going south yet?
you know, they did a restructuring, which is very funny. They did the restructuring right before we left.
Gotcha.
So our department has kind of merged with a different department.
Hmm.
Of course, our department was doing great, they say. So they're merging other departments that aren't doing well with our
Are you still paying?
department.
Are you still paying off your student loans?
I stopped just
Hmm.
because I don't know. You know, I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know. You know,
No, I
I
get
just
it.
don't know.
You
This is
got any
contract.
retirement money right now? Do you have any retirement money?
I have nothing. This is it's
Okay.
all
All right.
contractual based. So
Okay.
everything goes
Okay.
through the contractor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I
So
just didn't know if you had any retirement money, any
nah,
401k.
nah.
Okay. You know, right now I agree with you. I mean, even though right now is the best time to pay off student loans while the student loan
Right.
interest is frozen, but I would do what I would do right now to make sure that interest is frozen. I would call my student loans holder or provider or handler, whatever they call, and make sure it's frozen.
Right.
Don't think anything's automatic. Don't ever assume that ever.
Oh no.
Even even if the president said it, make sure you call.
No. Yeah. I think they said you have to call. Um.
Mm.
Yeah. They have it on their website. You have to call and put it in place yourself,
Wow.
or else you're
And
not gonna do it.
how many people you think gonna do that?
Of course.
Too many people
No.
are afraid, especially if they're behind on their student loans. They're not going to call them. They're not going to call
Yeah.
because they got to tell. Because they would have to tell them where they're at.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Oh, I'm here. Oh, yeah, we've been looking for you. You want us to freeze them right now? Where you at? Where you live? What you do? They're gonna be like, nah, I ain't calling. So half the people
Right.
ain't call to freeze that student loan interest. Man, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, I gotta go. I gotta hop on a meeting.
Okay.
So I'll
All
see
right,
y'all.
man.
Peace
All
out.
right. Thanks for jumping on, man.
Hey, no problem.
Mm-hmm. All right. NC Big says, like works from home stuff. I'm struggling to figure it out. Right now, damn, this is a hard time to really. I would say right now, concentrate on things that you have actual control of right now. That's what I say. Focus on things that you have control of, not the things that you don't have control of. That's the best way I can think of right now. Because it's like right now the financial playing field is being built. First, they had to clear the land from all the weeds. All the weeds have to be cleared from the ground. They gotta rototill the soil. They're rototilling the financial soil right now because there's stuff that's rooted in the ground that when you just make a sweep, there's still some roots in the ground. So they gotta get all those roots. Okay, they gotta get all those people right now. Put it this way. Right now, they're still clearing the ground. Okay. Once the ground to be cleared by November. Okay. And then they're going to start rototilling the soil in November, December, January, February. Okay. All the fakers will be weeded out of the ground and they'll be pushed to the side. And then new plants. When you got money people are going to be planting their seeds in the ground, the financial soil. That's how it's going to work. Don't try to understand. Try not to make rational decisions right now. Don't do any investing. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. Don't worry about investing in the stock market. Don't worry about stocks and bonds and this and that and all that other stuff. Don't worry about that. Right now, the stock market is being run on emotions right now. People scared money, people just doing random things, people borrowing money to invest. All those are scared people. You got to wait till that money's gone. Once that money's gone, their feelings are not going to matter because they have no money to influence the economy anymore. Their emotions are just going to be stuck with them. Yeah, so just concentrating on yourself, NC Biggs. Right now it's too wild. What's up, man?
Man, you're gonna pick on me. You're gonna pick on me for what I did, man. You're gonna pick on me for what I did.
What'd you
do? You already know what I did. Like, I thought about it. I looked in the mirror.
What'd you do? I don't know.
And I went to work. They gave me an extra 2 weeks, like if I need to have it, but it's just 2 weeks. So because I went and called them after I talked to you.
Mm-hmm. Your job? You talking about your job?
Yeah, my job. So I talked to them, and they told me they gave me an extra 2 weeks. But after that, I could be off, or I can work, or I can be off selective. Like I can choose what days I want to be off. But I only got 2 weeks left. So
and then what happens in 2 weeks?
Then after that, they don't pay me anymore. I just basically don't get any. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I decided, well, I'll use that 2 weeks sparingly, like if I need to do something or whatever throughout this time period.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why I was asking about the not sure about what business, because I know I kind of came in at the end of this whole thing, but I heard you guys talking about like if I buy, you can buy things, you can like buy things at a real cheap price and stuff like that. Since I did come to work, I got kind of like a weird case scenario. This was my strategy, and since I'm in it now, this was my strategy. Since you said do something, I was going to work throughout the. I was going to work unless I take the 2 weeks or whatever. But I was going to work, get some extra money, take that money out, and then put that money into basically just hold it until my Chapter 7 goes through. And then after my Chapter 7, which my Chapter 7 should go through in August, like he's filing it in June. So August is about the time is when I'll end up having it.
So basically you're saying you're gonna work, pull the money out so you can hide it from the Chapter 7.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, don't do that. You want everything to be legal. All right, don't hide anything. I don't want you breaking any rules. Okay, don't worry about the money that you're going to make. It's not going to make a difference to your Chapter 7. I promise you.
Okay.
Now, if you're pulling money just because cash is going to be, because cash is going
to. Well, I
be,
was going to do some of that. It was partly that. I wasn't going to pull all of it, but I was going to pull some of it for both purposes. You know, that's why I was.
Yeah. But keep it. Pull the money because you're going to need cash because people are going to run up. They're going to make a run for the banks, right? But don't do it because you're hiding from Chapter 7. I want to make sure you tell them everything. When it comes through, you say, hey, yeah, I went back to work. That little bit of money is not going to make a difference to your Chapter 7. I promise you. Okay. Don't worry about that.
All right. And
I don't want you breaking any rules. Don't break any rules.
Okay.
They're there for a reason. Okay.
I had to ask you about that. And then the other thing is, I'll be able to save up after, because I feel like feel very confident, you know, based off of what me and you have talked about on the site about the virus and if it's going to, how long this is going to last. My company has decided that they're going to pay us this rate until the virus thing is over. So we don't know when that is. Like that could be a year from now, you know.
Right.
Or whenever they can deem it like a society norm is when they, you know, whenever that comes into play, you know.
That's not happened for a long time.
Right. So I'm thinking that next year I should have a good nest egg. And then I will be talking to you. I have been writing down some things about what I wanted to do, but I just was trying to get an idea. Like I know I talked to Cosmic Wisdom. She told me about a website, and I checked it out. Like I said, it none of the stuff I saw on there, like first glance, that I really was interested in, or like I said, or the things that I wanted to do, I don't have the significant computer power to handle right now. You know, like video editing or anything like that. I don't have the computer power to do those kind of things right now. So
what are you interested in? Tell me what are you interested in?
So the things I like to do, I actually do like video editing and like things like on Photoshop and stuff like that. But I haven't. But my computer went down, and when my computer went down, of course I'm in debt, so I didn't never fix it. And then, of course, the other thing I like to do, I make YouTube videos. I've made YouTube videos in the past. That was fun. But I really don't have good topics right now. So that's another thing that I was working on. So those three things, and then now, if I'm not in debt, I can actually go back and start work on my book I had a while back. So I have a book that I like to finish.
Well, the one thing I suggest is this: wait till it's going to crash. I suggest you get a good MacBook, because since you like editing, right? I suggest a MacBook Pro. Okay,
MacBook Pro,
and you're going to get one from Dirt Cheap. All right, you're going to get one from Dirt Cheap.
What is Dirt Cheap in your consideration? What do you consider Dirt Cheap?
Well, a good MacBook Pro could actually run you $2,500 to $3,000, brand new.
Right.
Okay? Right now, you'll get one for $1,500 or less.
$1,500 or less. $1,500 or less.
$1,500 or less. Now, I'm just talking today. It's going to be lower than that come November.
Right. I saw one online for about a newer one for about $2,000. So
yeah, and see, they're going to go lower than that.
Right.
Okay, because people are about to be broke. They're about to sell those Mac. They're about to sell, and you want it. So a lot of creators are going to get on YouTube and do videos, but they're not necessarily. They're going to be wanting to create content, but they're not necessarily know video editing skills. So a lot of people are going to be, hey man, you can be their video editor, right? They're going to tell you what they want. They can send you the file. You grab the file. Do whatever you guys need to do what you need to do, and they probably give you permission to upload it or whatever, and they get to turn it on or whatever, how they work it, right? And you just do their video editing. That's a lot of money. That'll be some good money. All
right, I'm gonna start working on that then. As soon as I get a MacBook Pro. That was my curiosity. I was just wondering about that because these are things I've been thinking about doing, but you know, financially before I wasn't really in the shape to really handle that, and
right now is the time for you, NC Biggs. Right now is the time for you to make up in your mind, see what you want to do for the rest of your life. Right now,
I'm gonna work on it.
Don't get me wrong. You got about a year. Okay, don't feel rushed. This is just the beginning of everything was about to happen. You still got a job. You still stacking money. So don't even worry about it. You got about a year to think about this, but put it in your mind as a seed.
Right. I'm definitely going to do that. And I appreciate all the information you guys have offered up to this point. So I just was curious about that, because picking a goal or picking something that you want to do, as you probably know, it usually chooses you. You kind of don't choose it.
Right. It'll come to you, man. Try to make sure you unplug from all the havoc on the news, from people's all the stuff on your timeline of Facebook and Instagram, people DMing you, oh man, look at this, look at that. Just disconnect from them. So, because silence will bring the answer. I promise you.
Also, you got that board that board at Walmart, right? You said you got it at Walmart.
Yeah, the vision board. Yeah, I got it.
The vision board. I'm gonna have to get one of them. I still haven't gotten one yet.
Definitely get one of those. Definitely, so you can wake up and see it.
Yeah. Look at it and be accountable for the things I need to do. So I really appreciate it. Well, that's all I really called about, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, man.
And I'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Again, before we get out of here, I appreciate it. Here's my email. If you guys have some collab suggestions, my man Ken, he sent me an email to collab with somebody, so I'm gonna reach out to that person and try to see if I can collab with that person. But here's my email. All right, I'm gonna switch up this channel so I can start just doing some collaborations with some other people. Get this channel growing bigger and bigger, reach more and more people. That's the only way I can do it, because I can't do it by myself. I need your help, the SMD family members, to get this going, to help as many as we can during this time of need, right? People need to understand that there are other options, okay? All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, all right?